Right, ready for business. Hello. Hope you enjoyed yesterday's little bit of a video. I'm going to carry on today, try and get as much of this bag done as possible. Going to use the same filming technique with the jump cuts and just keep it short but still convey what we're trying to do. Just to give you an idea, I started filming yesterday's video at about 11 o'clock in the morning and finished at about 4:30 in the afternoon. So there you go, about 5.5 hours. But obviously I had to talk to people, customers and things like that as well. So possibly closer to 3 hours of actual work was done. It amounted to half an hour's worth of footage. Shop closes earlier today because it's a Saturday that I'm filming this on, and this afternoon my daughter and I are going to be camping in the garden. Why would I be doing that in February, you're asking? Well, yeah, why not? We got a garden. It's no longer howling with wind and rain. It's just going to be cold. But we enjoy that kind of thing, Mo and I. So yeah, we're going to do that this afternoon. Light a fire, roast some marshmallows, and then sleep in the garden. Yeah, we've got a perfectly good house at the other end of the garden, but we're still going to sleep in it. Right, so today I have just got to get the gusset together with the straps, the tags for the straps on it, and get the... Yeah, this could be doable. I might be able to finish this, I don't know. We'll see how we go. I've only got like 3-4 hours, so let's get cracking. Right, as I mentioned yesterday, I need to remember to put the Dlinks on before I do anything else. These are nickel-plated, brass-forged Dlinks. So if you can see there, there's no gap. They're quite weighty. They're really solid. And considering how strong we're intending to make the gusset and the attachments for the straps to said gusset, this kind of makes sense, really, doesn't it? Use a strong D-link or else you can end up with a weak point again. So yeah, we're going to do that. First things first, I need to get this glued into place. I'm just going to scuff up all of this. Almost feels criminal doing this. This is where learning to colour between the lines as a child comes in handy. Even if I didn't. Right, that's got that done. Double glue on everything and then let it dry. Let's try putting that actually underneath the camera. Probably do with a bigger brush, really. Yeah, it's got tacky now. Warm it up. Alright, next bit, mark this up for stitching. We set up there 3mm, that should do the job. And yeah. Ooh, that marks really easily. Go. Where's my maul gone? Where's my stitching maul gone? Found it. Bloody thing was over there, right in front of me. Okay, just going to start in the corner here. Okay, I'll pause whilst I do this because I think you get the idea. But then the camera's just going to rattle all the way across the desk otherwise. Right, that's got all of the stitch marks sorted for these bits. Now, according to my notes on here, I'm supposed to be using a grey thread on the black leather. So that is where I shall proceed. Grey thread. Let's see. We're going to need about that much. Right. Just going to set up on the stitching pony and get the camera pointing at it for you. Got to admit, I'm really liking having this camera on a boom arm and the mic as well. I can move around a little bit and the camera comes with me. So I'm starting to think that filming with multiple cameras might just be a bit pointless. Right. So let's hope and pray I've got enough thread to do this. So this is just a casting on stitches. I do 2 stitches backwards and then just continue to stitch forwards. That's about normal. Oh, crikey, that one ain't going through there. There we go. Right. What I'm doing here is I'm still using, as per usual, my normal saddle stitch. But for those of you who haven't seen it before, oh, hang on a second. Alright, just had to give some information to a customer there. Yeah, so I'm doing the normal saddle stitch. I'm using the cast over there. So that's where, if you can see on that, cast over like that. If I pull it tight like that, hopefully the camera will see. You got the forming of a start of a form of a knot. This is what makes it so good as a stitch. When I pull it tight, it actually forms an overhand or a thumb knot on the inside of the leather. It also helps keep the stitch in a uniform pattern as well. Alright, I'm going to get on with this. Okay, just casting this off. And that's both of these parts done. And we also now have a Gregor in the shop. Thank you. There we go. So I just need to try and stay in focus as well. Sorry. Just burn the ends. Both. Right. Right, so now they're sewn on, I'm just sorting out this because I need to put a rivet at least through this bit. Sorry, through this bit. So what I did, I want to put them in roughly the same place if I can. So I've sorted that out. Then centered that on the end there. That is 1/2 inch that way, and it's centered on the 1 inch there because it's 1 inch wide, this piece of leather. I'm putting a mark in the leather there like that with my stylus. Line that back up. Hole punch. And it doesn't punch all the way through first time, of course. There we go. So it should now be in, oh, would you look at that? Oh, probably, yeah, here we go. Is that the same place? Now then, that needs to be lined up on there. Hopefully I can, ooh, if I don't headbutt the camera. Where's the O? There's the O. How am I going to do this? Because I think if I do it like that, that's nice because it's an even spacing all around the outside of it. I think I'll just do that for the second. So it's nicely lined up like that. Put my dot on there. Just got to remember that one is for that end. It will make a difference. Line that one up like that. Dot like that. And then it's just a case of punching it right the way through. Thus. I have copper rivets. Oops, nearly. Remember what I said before? There we go. inside it's just going to be a smooth piece on the rivet on the back there. Let's just assemble it on this side. Put the D-link on first. Punch a hole first would even help. Go. Could have done that in the next hole size up. That might have. There you go, that's looking quite nice. Now, the instructions say I'm supposed to use a gold thread on the green leather. So, there we go. That's going to look quite nice, isn't it? Probably don't need as much as before, but it is thicker, so I'll probably end up using about the same amount. I'll tell you what will probably be a better idea is if I get a dab of glue on the back of this just to hold it in place. This will hold it in place here. I can just put a little bit of glue here. And then I need to mark up the stitching first before I do anything else. So, where's my... Ooh. Just trying to get it to track on a straight line here. I might take it off of here, disassemble it just to mark up the actual stitch holes. It'll probably be easier because it's curving around its the piece that's underneath here, which is going to distort the shape of the hole a little bit. So I'll get that done without all the banging and crashing going on the camera. Ooh. Won't be a sec. There you go, I've got it marked up. I've just scoured the back of it. Just need a dab of glue, do the same on the other side. I'm not putting as much glue on this as I did the other one. I'm not gluing the entire thing, mainly because there's also a rivet, but we're going through 2 other layers of leather at the same time. So the stitching is going to be secured through these 2 and this at the same time as having a rivet in place. Glue at that point tends to be a little bit superfluous. So whilst that's drying, I'll just do the other side here. And it is a lot easier to do when it's not attached to that. So just use this to mark it like this. And then lots of banging and crashing. Alright, that's got that done. Where's it gone? Just using this to put a gentle mark on here so that I don't scour too close to the edge of the black part. Just keeps me in line. Right, so this other one's probably tacky enough now. I'll get the heat gun in. that's quite firmly done. Yeah, that'll put a little bit of heat on it. That should probably do that one. It's quite warm in the shop today, so it's going off quite nicely. So I've got D-links in place already. Rivets are all lined up. That's looking pretty sweet like that, isn't it? Yeah, that's looking good. Nice. Right, sew these bits in place then. Okay, so I've taken the rivet out because even though this end of the what do we call this, strap attachment part is not glued, I can clamp it in the pony to do this bit. Is that focusing? Let me just, apologies for the wobble. Let's move that back a little bit. Hopefully we'll get a new camera in the next few weeks and I'll be able to film. It'll have a few more features and stuff. So I'm just going to poke the L's. Let's get this around the right way. Yeah, do you know what? You're just looking at the back of my hand there, aren't you? How about this? Let's do that. I did set the camera up earlier with like an aerial view pointing down, but it's like all I'm really doing is filming my own crotch, and this ain't that kind of channel, you know. So I figured a slightly more sideways view might go down a bit better. Okay. So look at that gold thread against that green. That comes out quite nice, doesn't it? I'm hoping the camera's picking it up, because it does look good. So this is only 3 layers compared to the cookery sheath where I was sewing through 7 layers that were nearly 16mm in thickness in total. I'm probably going through about 6mm here. 3 different layers. And by comparison, it's quite easy. As I discovered whilst I was doing that sheath, 5 layers is doable. 7, not so much. Right, I'm going to get on with this and come back to you when I've got them done. I'll show you what it looks like. Right, so there we go, all sewn up. Next step is to obviously set the rivet. I won't do this on camera because of the amount of noise it's going to make. I'll probably blow up any headphones that you're listening to this on. And the camera will just shake all over the place as I do it anyway. So I'll just get those done. There you go. I remembered I had a mute function on my mic there. It doesn't stop the camera from bouncing around a bit, but I showed you a little bit of what was going on. So there we go. Green rivets. No, green rivets. Rivets, copper rivets that might turn green later. Okay, fine. I've got nickel Dlinks, but that's all I could find. So there we go. Now I just need to mark this up for stitching, and I can start assembling it onto the main body, but I do need to sew the pocket onto the front of the bag first, and that involves sewing this dimension, sewing this bit here as well. Give it a bit of shape like this so that we can see how that leather's changing colour. I'll pull up on it. Watch it, turns white when I crease it. There you go. Right, let's get some holes marked in this and get this sewn up. Right, so what I'm going to do with this front pocket, just going to mark up my usual stitch seam allowance, I should say. I'm also going to mark this as I know where to stop and start. So like that. Then I'm going to use a cross stitch on the back of it, so the inside of the pocket has a kind of cross stitch shape, but on the outside it's just straight across. I'll mark out holes like this, and then I'll pre-make them with the awl as well. Hammer right the way through this. Don't normally do that. Just going to start on this one, but as I say, push the awl right the way through, just pre-make all these holes, just make sure they're big enough for the needle to go in. And the thread's going to go through each of these holes twice. This is just the off-cut piece of silver thread from earlier when I was sewing on the black. So you see the first stitches like that, and then you can see I'm starting to get a straight stitch on the outside. Pull this up tight in a second, and I'll just pull these two edges together. And as long as I actually put the needle in the right hole, through there first. There we go. Pull up tighter as it goes down. Oh. Trying to do this at the same time without piercing the thread, because that'll make it very difficult to tighten it. I am struggling slightly because I'm trying to keep my hands in view of the camera whilst I'm doing this. And what I really want to do is have it like an inch away from my nose so I can actually see what I'm doing. So you see you're getting the straight stitches there, and you're getting a cross stitch on the back of it. I'll cast this one off and do the other one, and the pocket is ready to be sewn on the outside of the bag. Alright, I'll just pull this off of here. I'll get this bit done. Alright, so that's the pocket shaped to an extent. Just get rid of that. Now, there we go. That looks a bit better on there now, doesn't it? How I'm going to do this bit, I'm not entirely sure. I can see the mark that I made earlier, which was the stitch line. I just might have to be inventive with this bit. I'll figure that out. Right, I'm going to have to end it there for now. It's the end of the day. It's now 2 o'clock exactly on Saturday, which means that we have to shut the shop up, and I need to go home and help my daughter set up our campsite in the back garden. If I don't do this, then I will probably be ostracised for the rest of my life. Yeah, she won't take it well, so I better go home. Thanks, Mum. Bless you. The hazards of trying to film in a shop with other people around you. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, thank you very much for watching. There we go. That's what I was trying to remember. Thank you very much for being here. Feel free to subscribe or like or leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm also trying to keep these videos short and try and give you as much of an impression as possible as what is actually going on in this make. It looks like it's going to be a 3-parter, not a 2-parter. But then that just means that there's more videos to watch. Yeah, take care until I see you next time. As I say, today is Saturday, so that means that I will probably not have a video out until at least Tuesday at the latest. So take care, everyone, and see you soon.